Welcome back to the Blue Door Pub Thunderdome for another bow with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87 best daily podcast. A show about everything and absolutely nothing at all, coming right at your ass, right at the crack. 5 days a week. Happy Monday. Sitting shotgun is Uncle Nick. Follow him on Twitter and X on Nate. How's it going?
Oh, good, Andy. How you doing today?
I've also made a decree. We need to eliminate when you see someone, how are you? Or how's it going? I'll explain. Tell a friend, spread the word, iTunes, Stitcher, Radio. And also follow me on the Instagram and the Twitters and the Snapchats, all at Andy Carlson Show, very on brand. So we watched the tail end of a movie yesterday, The Breakup, where a completely fictional version where in some bizarro world, Vince Vaughn was able to land Jennifer Aniston at the height of her powers. Like, this is post-Friends, when she was Jennifer friggin' Aniston. I don't think she was with Brad Pitt yet, but still, it's fanciful work of fiction. And at the end, spoiler, the movie's called The Breakup. So they break up, and then they see each other on the street, and then they have the whole, oh, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Except you know that one of them ain't good. Except it's something that we always do. It's someone you haven't seen in a while. It's like, how are you? Good. How are you? Good. We're wasting so much time. You think of how many interactions you have like that in your life. That probably takes up about, say, 15 seconds, right? And if we have 4,000 of those a year, well, no, that's a little bit too many. Let's say we have 2 a day. So that's 700. We'll make it 800. 15 seconds as 200 minutes. So 3 hours and 20 minutes every single year of your life. And hell, we'll just call it 3 hours. All right, so 3 hours. Nick, how long do you plan to live?
45.
45 more years or 45 age?
Age.
All right, so it's 12. That's 36 hours. That is a day and a half that you're wasting of your remaining 12 years of life. And how are you? Good. How are you? Good. Interactions.
Yeah, you know, there's a point, and I thought about this a while ago. I think I've seen it in a commercial about how, you know, what if people were honest with these, how are you doing? And then a lot of people, let's say, you know, honestly, aren't doing well. You know, people have bad days. Are you going to really vent to someone who asks you how you're doing about it? I mean, yeah, it's almost kind of, you hit like a generic point where it's like, hey, how's it going? Good. How are you doing? Good. When like, oh, you know, maybe we're just in a car accident or something. Or
oh no, the veteran coming back from SEAL Team 6 mission to kill the Ace of Spades, and he's missing a leg. And for some reason, he's getting a tax on it. And then he just found out his dog died and his wife left him. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Good.
Hey, that kind of annoys me, I think.
Brooke.
Oh, here it is.
That's crazy that they just see each other walking.
Hi.
Hi.
Wow.
He looks the same.
He looks like a Vince Vaughn character.
It's good to see you.
I'd give you a hug, but my hands are kind of full.
Yeah, get to it, Potsy.
How you been?
I've been really good. How have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah.
See?
You look great.
That entire exchange. Abolish it. It's gone. Bigala.
So they shouldn't just interact at all, or do you think?
No, just dive right into it. Be like, what's going on with the hair? Your hair looks good. Hey, how are the kids? Oh, except we have to take that out too. Because it's like, how are the kids? Oh, they're good.
Oh.
Little D'Anthony starting fires now, but and mutilating the neighborhood cats, but we're good.
Mutilating the cat.
Yeah. Someone who is good and someone who probably doesn't mutilate many cats is Josh Pelto at Remax Preferred. Actually, I know he doesn't because he's a straight arrow. Know him, love him, trust him. You should too. Whether you're a first-time home buyer in the Twin Cities, a ton of open houses going on. It's home buying season Yeah, people always get home buying fever around the summer, and whether it's your first home, whether you're selling, whether you're moving on up like me, he'll help you out. He knows the Twin Cities market like the back of his hand. He'll get you the best price, whether you're buying or selling, and also, he's very prompt in returning contact. I could text him right now, and we could do a test of when he's going to text back. I'm actually going to do that. Josh Pelto, give him a call, 763-213-4617, 763-213-46. He just texted back. That's amazing. Or maybe he just likes me. One of the two. JoshPelto.com, Remax Prefurb. All right, so happy Monday. Lots of stuff to get into. Another terrorist attack in London. Very sad. But we're going to focus on, because we're upbeat. You know, we could go... I feel like we could have an episode every single week about a terrorist attack somewhere in the world.
I mean, there's so much negativity in the world, and as a podcast, I mean, you know, you guys can find news podcasts, but I mean, we're upbeat. We're talking about, we want to forget about the trouble sometimes and just, you know. Yeah,
I want to bitch about Extreme Makeover Home Edition. So instead of talking about something topical like worldwide terrorism, I want to talk about a show that went off the air like a decade ago. All right. Move that bus. Eventually.
Say it with me. Bus driver, move that bus.
This is the moment that always gets you. Always get you right in the sack. Oh my gosh, they built a tower.
Oh, it's a silo.
That thing looks like a freaking tower.
When that bus finally moved, it was like I bet you could
see the silo.
I loved it right away. My old house was a constant battle.
Go to the trees.
In the winter, when I had to be separated from my family, it was hard. Now in our new house, we have a lot less worry, and my kids won't have to be gone in the winter. This is the best thing that could have happened to us.
All right, so not going through the entire episode, but I'm guessing kids had to be gone in the winter because they couldn't keep heat in the house, so they went to live with relatives or something. Probably. Yeah, the issue with this show is that they just went completely over the top in renovations, and a lot of times they were poorer families, good families, but not very high on the socioeconomic scale. Hence, their house is falling apart, or they have a kid that needs is in a wheelchair and they can't afford to make it a wheelchair accessible house. It would be a fantastic show. And I think there would be a market for it on television. And, of course, you'd be doing a good thing in the world if you just upgraded the house to a realistic level. Not this. Like, this looks like the house that if Elon Musk or Bill Gates wanted to build a farmhouse as like a hobby house, or that mythical rumored house that Oprah has on top of a tower in Chicago where it's just like a farmhouse, except I don't think it exists because we have drones now. But, yeah, this looks like a millionaire's hobby farmhouse. And now, like most of these families, they're going to be saddled with that utility bill, which is going to be 10x, the property taxes, which are going to be 10x. And a lot of the families that are on the show end up losing the house or experience some form of economic hardship. But, hey, ABC got ratings.
Yeah, I've seen the show a few times, and it has good intentions, and it draws the heartstrings where it's a down on their luck family, and you see like a neighborhood that's willing to that support and like they want to help this family, but then you get like the most eccentric house designers and whatnot, and they do a ton of editing. Building these houses in like these short amount of times, but it looks like something like Willy Wonka's imagination. And like, while like at first you're like, wow, that actually looks pretty sweet. I mean, anything's better than what the house looked like before. But, as I said, a lot of impractical things that are there, and because of the reasons you stated earlier, a lot of these people lose the house. And let's be honest, who would want to buy this Willy Wonka style house. You know,
you were talking about with the wife earlier. The kids when they get the the designers come on or type in, it takes on a special project. Every one of these, that's like, oh, little 4-year-old Aiden, he really likes dolphins. Yeah, so, hey, Aiden, we built you this awesome dolphin room. You got a dolphin bed. You got a lamp that makes dolphin sounds. Yeah, dolphin TV from our friends at Sears. You have dolphin wallpaper. You have, and the floor is actually 2 inches of water, so you can feel like a dolphin. Except, maybe this is what they're banking on. Like, that kid's not giving me that room long because that house is going to get foreclosed on. But eventually, Aiden is going to turn 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's going to get out of dolphins. He's going to want to flog the dolphin. And they don't have the money to change this crazy, like the honeymoon suite theme room. This is basically what they do to all those kids' rooms. It's like, hey, we hear you like airplanes, so we're going to make your room look like the Red Baron. I'm 17 and I have my pilot's license. Red Baron!
We like Red Baron. Pizza. Just totally just take a complete 180.
Yeah,
it's kind of, you're taking one aspect of a kid's life, like, I hear you like trains. I'm like, oh yeah, I also like planes too. Too bad we're going with the train theme and stuff. And there's nothing wrong with like accenting like a room, like put like one model train somewhere, but don't turn the bunk bed into a frickin' train. Like, we found this old train card and we made your bed into a train card or something.
Well, no, give him something that's got universal resale appeal for when they have to either short sale this house or inevitably just move or just let it go. Let them get a good price. Because no one is going to see this on Zillow and be like, oh, dolphin room.
I mean, I understand the whole like makeover thing. I mean, and seeing stuff like this. I mean, it attracts.
I know it's got to be extreme,
and it's about getting the ratings because something that for a more level-minded person might want to see. Like, let's bring in a bunch of designers and make an efficient home that's cost-effective and saves a lot of money would be boring as F,
No, not really. I disagree. I feel like the people who are blown away by the bells and whistles are stupid people to begin with. What always got me about these shows... sorry, Nick.
No.
What always got me about the show is when they tell the family story, like... the mom, it's a single mom. Dad died like a decade ago. She's got 4 kids. One of them's got a health issue. She's working 3 jobs. She also volunteers at church. She's a really good person. And to help them out, it's amazing. You love to see the reactions when they get the new home. They would be happy if they just got upgraded to a nicer house. Not this fun house, crusty Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors type house. And then eventually... also, I like what they do. They do this quite often, where the local, not community college, but like local state college was like, here's what we're doing. We're going to give scholarships to all 4 of your children. And that's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's actually good stuff that hopefully they don't renege on. But that's something that could change this family's entire family tree. So instead of having to go and work a minimum wage, minimum skill job right out of college or right out of high school, these kids can go get a degree. They can go find a vocation. They can find a trade. All right, so this is a family moves after getting makeover home.
Wounded in Iraq, then a tornado destroys his home in Chapman, Kansas. Extreme Home Makeover builds the Army soldier's family a new home, gives them a new start. So why did the family up and leave? And
here's the thing. If you saw him on the street, you'd be like, hey, after you just got wounded and then tornado destroyed his house, hey, how you doing? Good.
Where did they go? We traveled 150 miles to Chapman, Kansas, where we found answers to those questions.
Do you want a medal?
Spring 2008, the town of Chapman, Kansas becomes the bullseye for an F5 tornado. Nothing was left but rubble and hope. Extreme Makeover Home Edition marches into town, offering support to residents suffering a big heartache, specifically the Tutwiler family.
See, here's the thing. The money that they spent to build whatever clown shoe home, they could have used that money to build homes for like 10 families. And that's what always bugs me.
Family. Patrick recovering from a war wound from fighting in Iraq. Then a tornado destroys his home.
I don't care as long as I have a house.
Thank you. I mean, just from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. I mean, it feels so good, and I mean, just to see the community come together like this for us, it just means a lot.
These kids deserve every bit they get because he's been injured and they've had a hard life.
But the cohesiveness between the Tutweilers and the town became unglued less than a year later. Everything inside the family's home has been cleared out. The family has moved away. And in talking to the realtor who listed the home, it wasn't because the family couldn't pay their bills.
Oh, damn it. This is screwing up my narrative. Oh, well.
In a town of 1,300, feelings of abandonment created lots of rumors.
All I've heard was the Tutweilers, I think is how you pronounce, is they don't like it and they want to get away. That's all I've ever heard.
They're just a very private family.
Beth Schmidt, a neighbor and friend of the Tutweilers, carefully explained what happened.
They're so young, and to get something like that all at once, to get a gorgeous home and all these thousands of people that came to help.
Oh my God, look at this freaking house. This looks like the Vanderbilt estate in a small town of 1,300, where you saw some of the houses in town, and the small cohesiveness of, because I grew up in a small town, and if all of a sudden a random,
mansion came built, got built out of nowhere.
I mean, it's human nature for there to be just a little bit of resentment coming in. It's like, oh, well, I'm a good person. I've suffered too. Where's my house, ABC?
It was a very, very emotional thing. And for that to happen so fast, that would be hard for me and you.
While the town continues to rebuild from the tornado, the Extreme Makeover home sits on the market.
Yeah.
Tutweilers.
That house is going to be like 5X. Like if you're looking on Zillow and looking at comps in your neighborhood, they'll just give you the middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're trying to buy that, they're going to have to turn this house and the town is going to have to buy this house and then turn it into like a
halfway house, like something,
like
a state-run something,
or like a
bed and breakfast.
Yeah,
live in Texas now.
Or
a strange
historicals.
twist to what was supposed to be a dream come true.
I am going to miss
ABC
them.
Was
yes, I've been here 9 years and been a good friend of theirs, and them.
That doesn't even look like a too over crazy
but they're
house.
just very private people.
Yeah, I know, but you got to think about where that is.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I mean, in rural central Kansas, you're going to have, we upgraded. We got a ranch house. Yeah.
Sure.
I grew up in a ranch style house. It was good. The, kind of glad that show's off the air.
Okay. I want to backtrack a little bit to the whole, because we were talking about how, these the show's intentions are good, but it's making these crazy overpriced, probably not non-cost efficient houses. Would you watch a show? Do you think there'd be a market for a show where, like something like here we have these mansions that cost so much money to run and keep, but now we bring our expert team in to make it more cost efficient to save the family money.
Oh yeah.
Do you think there'd be a show like that?
I think so, because I think we're getting over the decadence of. I think we're getting a little bit over the decadence and the fanciness of the fact that the economy's been really good for a decade, and now we're getting into energy efficiency. We're getting into making every dime count. And if HGTV or the DIY network did up a show like that where they went to old houses and upgrade and made them extremely efficient, I would be down for that. Oh, because one of the wife and my things hey, let's buy one of those beautiful historical homes on Summit Avenue and let's gut it and let's make it energy efficient and let's fight the city at every turn because most of them are historical landmarks, but I don't care. And then let's go. Because that's the thing with old houses. You like the style, except when you try to heat the bitch, it's terrible. When you try to cool the bitch, it's terrible. When you try to run electricity through, they actually have aluminum wires. That's insane. Well, no, or is it copper? That doesn't matter.
She has so many people, and I know that all these kids, they love her and they want to be like her, and she's like a hero. That.
Yeah, I when they. I'm pretty sure that's a Nickelback song. Oh, here's my hot take. Yeah, my voice cracked earlier. If Everyone Cared by Nickelback, just in case you're still wondering it. Yeah, the Nickelback in the end of in the background.
Oh my God.
Look at this photograph.
Now, it actually bugs me when they do clips like this. People montage together. I understand you're putting your time, but leave the music off. I mean, come on.
You're not artsy enough. And a lot of this stuff is all edited. I mean, these TV shows, I mean, all the camera stuff is staged, the kids' reaction stuff. I'm sure they did multiple takes. I can't believe how long has the show been off the air?
I don't know, but here's one where HGTV, like they've done makeover shows as well.
Renovation show is accused of failing to deliver on its promises. A North Carolina couple turned to HGTV's Love It or List It when they decided to fix up their home for future foster children. But now they're taking the production company to court.
Oh.
Now, Bojorquez is in Raleigh, where the homeowners gave him a firsthand look at the work they say falls short. Manuel, good morning.
Good morning. After the big reveal of the home renovation here, the cameras stopped rolling. It was then Dina Murphy and Timothy Sullivan claimed that despite it appearing TV ready, a closer look revealed a very different reality. The HGTV reality show bills itself a hit TV series that appeals to homeowners in search of a new home to, quote, better suit their needs.
Up to what they now need from a home.
In each episode, a home is renovated and the owners get to decide if they love it and want to stay or list it for sale. It all builds up to a big reveal at the end of the show, like Dina Murphy and Timothy Sullivan.
Decisions made. And are you going to love it? Or are you going to list it?
Hillary was in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Was she really?
Yeah. Also, she was in a quasi softcore, quasi hardcore porn that the wife and I may the wife and I may or may not have watched.
All right, you watched it.
Well, we've decided to
list it.
But nearly 7 months later, Murphy and Sullivan have yet to list it or move in. They filed a lawsuit against the contractor and the Canadian company Big Coat TV that produces the show. The couple claims the renovations were disastrous, alleging their $140,000 was essentially used to create a stage set for this television series.
This is not like a free makeover. No, not at all. We took out a substantial loan for this and put in some of our own money on top of the loan that we took out.
Sullivan and Murphy declined to comment on the specific damage, citing the pending lawsuit.
Or they don't have any.
Allegations include damaged and stained floorboards, open holes, low-grade carpeting over chipped concrete, and unpainted surfaces. The couple's attorney claims the poor workmanship occurred because Big Coat TV, the production company, was acting as a general contractor during the renovation after taking his client's money.
For the homeowners here, this is...
It always shocks me, too, like on Extreme Makeover and on some of these other shows, like, hey, let's build this house in 24 hours.
Yeah, it's, that stuff's kind of crazy.
I'm Todd Pennington. Also, Todd Pennington doesn't know jack about carpentry or building or anything.
I hate
he knows
to say
a lot about DUIs.
And I love all this. I love all these shows, but I mean, it's such a production thing, and you think before they start filming, I mean, there's paperwork stuff you have to sign that. There's a risk when you try to do the show stuff, and none of the stuff is free. You got the money that you're saying you invest. It's an investment that you're putting into it, and these shows, more times than not, there's always something that comes up like, oh, there was asbestos we didn't expect, so you have to do this extra abatement, or oh, this wasn't up to code, so there's always some type of extra fees and stuff, and it's just, I don't know, some of the budgets seem just extremely high. Like, these people get pretty good budgets anyways, and just they want and ask for way too many things that they should afford. I mean, you gotta. It's insane.
Now I love the Property Brothers when they get the couple that has the unrealistic expectations. They're like, so we have a budget of $40,000, and we want 2 guest bedrooms, a movie theater, a bowling alley, a outdoor bowling alley, a partially indoor, partially outdoor bowling alley with a fountain. We want, because we love entertaining, we want an open kitchen, and also we want the stripper stage from Spearmint Rhino. Let's see here.
I would totally buy that.
Also subway tile and shiplap. And then I love
shiplap.
I love that the first one every single time. Like the rubes that are on the show, like they should know that the first house is going to be completely like out of their budget. It's like, all right, so here we go. How much do you think this house is? $400,000. This is a $5.9 million house. This has everything you want. This has the bowling alley, the outdoor bowling alley, the partially indoor and outdoor bowling alley. You have to adjust your expectations, and then the lady like cries. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. That's good. Also, the love it or list it, like the fix is in. You notice how they usually pick to love it.
Yes. I have followed. I have seen that
because it's not really a competition. Like it's not in between the realtor and the designer, because the designer has like a 70% win rate, because a lot of times couples come in, they want the TV exposure, they want to get the renovations, and then they'll just do the we'll look at houses with the realtor just for the TV show. Yeah. So the fix is already in.
Oh yeah. Nope.
Also, how's this guy listed to be a realtor in all 50 states? That's what I want to know.
I was wondering that too.
How's he let in the country, by the way?
I'm assuming HGTV. I mean, I assume they're fronting, because you have to pay fees. I think to get it.
Since the fix is in, and even if they decide to list it, they never show them in the new house. So it's like, it's all for show.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of the shows.
It's a charade, Nick.
I don't remember which one it was, but I think usually when they like go to a different state, they ask for help from local realtors about it. I mean, that's kind of how, like House Hunter, it doesn't use the same realtor every episode. It's always different realtors every time. That's one of my favorite shows is House Hunters. And let me vent for 1 minute about this one, since we're on HGTV episode here. What I've noticed with this trend of watching House Hunters is that it's always, typically 90% of the time, a young couple, just getting married or have been married for a year now, a kid on the way, or they have like a small baby. And I've always noticed this. It's like a husband and wife who one wants like a colonial style, like 2-story house. The other one wants a more modern, like ranch or something. Like complete opposite people who each want different things. I mean, like, and I'm a single guy, so maybe I don't understand how relationships work, but I kind of think that if you're going to be in a relationship that's going to be together forever, aka marriage, maybe you guys should have at least somewhat similar expectations when it comes to living together, like having specific tastes. Otherwise, 75% of the episode is usually them arguing over the house that's like, oh, it's not my style, and like, oh, it's not my style,
Yeah, and Josh and I have actually had a conversation about this. Josh Pelter, Remax Preferred, about people getting unrealistic expectations from HGTV, watching too much. And as a realtor, that's got to be frustrating coming in. And then they'll be like, oh, this is my favorite HGTV meme. So it's got the couple, looks like engagement photos. HGTV be like, I sharpen colored pencils and my wife works 1 hour a month collecting butterflies. Our budget, $1.8 million.
Isn't that insane? There's a lot of stuff that we don't know, and like where these budgets come from.
Well, the issue, especially with Love It or List It, is that they're primarily in Canada, in like the 2 most expensive cities in North America, Toronto and Vancouver. So what you see, the house is going for like $2.6 million for a 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. A house that would go for maybe $500,000 here in the Twin Cities. It sort of warps perspective. That's why I like the Love It or List It, because they're in Waco. I mean, they're in like Central Texas, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we we bought this the 6-bedroom, 17-bath fixer-upper for $12,000. And now that we did all the renovations, it's $88,000. Because it's in a central Texas town with like 40 people living in there, and they don't have a post office. They don't have McDonald's, but some reason they have a Dairy Queen, because every small town has a Dairy Queen.
Yeah. What show did you say that was?
What?
You're talking about?
What?
What show? The Texas one?
Fixer Upper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the
Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just entertaining.
Well, it's entertaining, and plus you can tell that they're genuine people. Like, they're exactly the same when the cameras are off and when the cameras are on. Like, I get that vibe from the Duggars as well. I don't get that vibe from Tarek and Christina. Dun, dun, dun.
She's so cute.
Tarek, every single episode. If this doesn't come through in time, we're going to lose money on this project, and that's something that cannot happen. Thank you. Thank you, Tarek. Also, thank you for the second half of the show of Bull with Andy Carlson on a Monday at BRB.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Purple for the Win podcast with Andy Carlson. Come to you all off-season long, covering free agency, the draft, OTAs, and then we're on to training camp. Get the show on 1500 ESPN, Podcast One, and the Podcast One app.
And come back into the Blue Door Pub Studios, baby. And hey, the new Tennessee wings that they got going on. It's a take on their new DFC wings, which I highly recommend. I'm a huge fan of battered wings. That'll be another topic for another day. But yeah, the Tennessee wings, super, super hot, super spicy, a little sweet, and that's what they got going on. Served with Texas toast and pickles. It's amazing. Cathartic. It is really good. Oh, here's what you do too. If you have a spicy wing, have a cooling element there, whether it's ranch or blue cheese, whatever your fancy is, and just dip. Yeah, just go away. Just go in there. All three locations: St. Paul, Longfellow, and University on Como. TheBDP.com. All right, so before we get into the news, there's an article circling, making the rounds over the weekend. It's from Business Insider. Millennials are killing chains like Buffalo Wild Wings and Applebee's. Casual dining is in danger, and millennials are to blame, of course, because why not blame everything on millennials? Brands like TGI Fridays, Ruby Tuesday, and Applebee's have faced sales slumps and dozens of restaurant closures as casual dining chains have struggled to attract customers and grow sales. Quote, millennial customers are more attracted than their elders to cooking at home, ordering delivery from restaurants, and eating quickly in fast casual or quick serve restaurants, and da-da-da-da. While blaming millennials has become a trend to the point of a cliche in retail, Smith isn't wrong to zero in on young customers changing taste as a major factor in casual dining's downfall. So I understand the blaming millennials for everything. And yeah, millennials are more prone to cook at home, which is good because you cook healthier, you can cook cheaper, and also you're young. Why do you need to be dining out all the time? Or delivery. I like eating at home. I'm not going to lie. I'd much rather eat the same. If given the choice, having the same meal at home or out at an Applebee's, I'm eating at home. Or, hell, I'm just going to cook because that's what I do. And eating quickly and eating cheaply, getting something from Culver's is still going to be cheaper than going to one of these sit-down restaurants. And yeah, I don't really blame them. I blame more shift in overall taste and also the fact that people are becoming a little bit more discerning, it feels like, in the beer they drink, the food they eat. And, yeah, Applebee's, TGI Fridays, not really cutting the mustard.
I completely agree with you. I think the times that we live now, there's so much, as someone like me who, I eat out a lot just because I don't have a place of my own, but that will change, but we'll talk about that another day. I feel like it's kind of like the because in the article they talk about the 90s was a big resurgence of these places were prosperous, kind of like how sitcoms on television and people's views they changed. They're more of the sit not so much the chain sit down anymore. But,
this is a relay race. I'm going to take the baton from you. I'm going to run with your sitcom analogy. Sure. So back when there was 4 channels, I Love Lucy and the Brady Bunch was the shiz, right? Mm-hmm. They were amazing. And it's like, where else are you going to go? And back in the restaurant day, even though there's always been mom and pop restaurants, Applebee's and TGI Fridays, they're like, where else are you going to go? Eating good in the neighborhood. So here we go. And that was it's like a sort of a lazy late 80s, early 90s sitcom that is by the numbers, doesn't really take any chances, and did great ratings just because it was on network television before the dawn of streaming and the dawn of cable, et cetera, right? Mm-hmm. But now, with the internet and with deep cable, there's so many choices, and Amazon, Hulu, Netflix all put out original content. It's like every single small gastropub, bistro, food truck is coming along, and you got better choices, and there's only so much time in the day, just like there's only so much room in your stomach. And, yeah, there ain't no time for give me a shitty, like, 90s sitcom that was on the air for a long time.
Just Shoot Me?
Yeah. There's no room for just...
Sorry, I like that show, but that was 90s, so that's the only thing I think.
There's no room for Just Shoot Me anymore, right? But if you can have a good chain restaurant, like you can have a Cheers, you can have a Frasier, you can have a Home Improvement, that can still survive in today's climate, but, well, Last Man Standing can't. But, yeah, Just Shoot Me or a...
Veronica's Closet. I watched NBC a lot in the 90s. Yeah. So
Dharma and Greg, was that a good show? I feel like it was
fine. Well, it was on for I think at least 6 years. So
yeah, that are going all the way back, like Three's Company.
Sure.
Yeah, Three's Company was a terrible, terrible show. But the fact that there was 4 channels and there's no way to get boobs at the time, that's how it stayed on. But there's no room for Three's Company now.
Okay, yes, I completely agree with this. But I mean, I still I've always liked Buffalo Wild Wings. I love Perkins. I love a lot of these chains. They should still exist. But as I said, there's an oversaturation. I think a number of these chains are going to downsize. I remember a few years ago, what's the company that owns Olive Garden? They were going through a lot of restructuring changes. Yeah. They were losing a lot of business because people were. Switching to these different food options, the fast casual dining, whatever the word is for Chipotle and stuff like that. Yeah. I hope it doesn't kill these places because there's always a time for an Applebee's or a Perkins. There's that late night drunk fest where it's fine every once in a while.
Sticks. Me likey breadsticks. Me likey. You're a big girl now. Stop it. Oh, the breadsticks.
Yeah, because do you remember when you were a kid, like Olive Garden was the shiz?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you notice that I kept harping on places like Applebee's and TGI Fridays because I think B-Dubs is I really like Buffalo Wild Wings. I think the wings are really good. And also, here's my own thing. Like, the beer pour is the same whether you're at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they actually have a pretty large selection of beer, or if you're at some local craft gastropub, bro. And I understand you get corporate pricing. Like, you don't get a $4 beer like you do at the craft beer place. You get a $4.17 beer. Yeah, that always bugs me about corporate places because they put in the decimals so they can just raise or lower it, whatever, at a push of a button at HQ. But the last recession, there was a really interesting article that Buffalo Wild Wings sales were actually doing pretty well. Because even when people are losing jobs and there's no money and the jobs are kind of crappy, there's always room for beer, wings, and sports. And that's what they're built on.
That's so funny.
Right? And, yeah, Applebee's is fine, like especially like late-night happy hours. Yeah. Because if you're fine with domestic beers at a cheap price and some decent appetizers, you're not going out for haute cuisine, it's fine. And I feel like I should have a niche of the chef that likes really crappy food. Because I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy Buffalo Wings. I enjoy Applebee's when the time is right. But yeah, I could still notch down on some high-end cuisine, too. That's fine.
I mean, it's all about a variety thing, and I don't think these chains will. I mean, I'm hoping that none of them go away. It's just that they're gonna, you're gonna cut them back a little bit. As I said, all these new things are gonna come. Not all these new things are gonna stay. I mean, it's competition. There's plenty of businesses out there, but we're a growing population. I think there's gonna be room to maintain these general chains that we're talking about and have room for the other stuff. But also, we are going to cook and eat at home. So just got to manage and run a business.
If the millennial demo is really what they want to harp on, which I don't know why they would, because millennials, they don't have the most disposable income, except they do dispose of it quickly. Just have a complete rebranding. If you're Applebee's or TGI Fridays, go all in on Instagram filters, on Snapchat, on all these other platforms just to get butts in the seats. And I think you could win. Work with local craft beer places to get really good beer and sort of ignore the bottom line for a half a tick, even though I know it's hard to since you have shareholders. Because of marketing and logistics, you have such a huge advantage over some of these smaller restaurants still. But I don't know if we're going to play that game. And maybe they'll just go like Best Buy and God, do you remember the last time you saw Best Buy? I was actually going to stop into Best Buy last week because I needed a memory card and I didn't want to wait 2 days on Amazon because I want it now. And I went to 2 Best Buys and they're both closed.
Oh, it's I will always love Best Buy. I mean, for me, growing up, young kid in the '90s who, had nice enough parents who would drop me off places. Best Buy was, a tech icon, and now, it's kind of fading away. There used to be aisles of movies you can just walk through, and now
there's one.
There's one aisle of movies for everything, and yes, because everything's going online, everything's digital, everything, and Target, the Walmarts are all kind of overstepping the electronic boundaries. They're becoming the new tech places now.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hop into some news.
You are fake news. Sir, go ahead.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
I ain't got time to believe. You can't handle the truth.
The news with Uncle Nick.
All right, Nick. Let's do top 3.
Top 3? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We will start off with Grand Ole days. Yes. Grand Ole day. Let me rephrase it.
Didn't it used to be days? Then they shifted to days for a couple of years.
Yeah, it used to be a long weekend thing. Then it got too expensive and too drunk. So it kind of ended up. But so if you're a St. Paul person like I am, one of the major starts of the summer is Grand Ole Day, and that's occurring. Well, right now as we're recording here on a Sunday, so I can't tell you any big stories about it. But if you're a St. Paul staple of summer, it is Grand Ole Day. It is where they block off Grand Street in the heart of St. Paul, kind of by, we talked about Summit earlier, from Dale Street, I believe, to Wheeler Avenue. So, that's, I think, quite a few miles that's blocked off where a lot of the local stores, restaurant venues, it's kind of like a promotion of Grand Street. And if you've ever been, it's a fantastic place. There's a lot of good food options, a lot of good niche little markets and everything. My complaint, and I'm going to complain about it, is parking. There's very amped parking. Oh, yeah. It almost like it's considered uptown. But there's no real big parking ramps down there. So, but if you can find that spot on that one alleyway, it's fun to walk around. You can do all types of shopping, and this. On Sunday, there's a lot of bars open. There's a lot of promotions, a lot of drinking, but it's a family affair, and a lot of people come out as early as 7:30 because they even have a parade. My cousin is there working there now.
Nick, why don't you just take the bus? It looks like there's 7 bus stops.
No buses. No, Nick does not bus. But they closed down all of Grand Street. And there's a lot of food trucks. There's a lot of things to do. They sell wristbands. So if you're 21 and want to drink, instead of pulling out your ID all the time, you have a wristband. I think they charge you for that though, which was kind of shocked.
Well, I mean, it's a nice family gathering in the sense that it's free to attend, so you get the numbers there. But yeah, I mean, just like any summer gathering, it does sort of turn into a drunk fest. Also, it's weird that's on Sunday.
Yeah, as it used to be called the Grand Ole Days, they used to it used to be, I think, a Saturday, Sunday. I thought one year they might have done a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Someone please at me to prove me wrong or not. But it used to be a couple-day event. And, well, as someone who doesn't have to work or live over there, I mean, that sounds fun as hell. I think it has a lot of mixed views from, as I said, there's a number of, there's a lot of, because, I mean, this is a neighborhood. This is in a neighborhood. So a lot of families, it brings a lot of traffic. So if you're trying to drive over there, trying to go home from like a weekend day or something, if you're out, like going to driving your kids to practice or do like a softball game and wanting to go back home, you're going to deal with a ton of traffic here. But also, as I said, I have a cousin who works at a store over there on Grand Ole Days, and it's mandatory. They have to work because it's they're using it for promotion of their company. So, European Wax Center, they got, they have people out there giving out here's some free wax jobs and stuff and all this stuff.
We got any more wax?
Yeah, so free shout out to my cousin's wax company. But
all right, so this goes from Dale all the way to Dunlop. It's almost over to 8 Mill.
Yeah, it's a pretty long distance.
Damn.
Yeah, and it says there's a lot of kind of hole in the wall. I think you see the the houses on Grand Street where people live. Some of the houses are converted businesses. A lot of small hole in the wall places. And you're not too far from Summit, and as we talked about, Summit is the land of giant mansions. I mean, people can walk up and down Summit. It's a good neighborhood area.
First Grand Avenue liquor store. Next year, they're going to be doing a ton of business. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. Yeah, it would really suck if you just had a house, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom house on Grand, just in the middle of all this craziness. You moved to the area, you didn't know about Grand Ole Day, then all of a sudden, the first Sunday in June, bam.
Oh, yeah. I mean, could you imagine living by the State Fair? My buddy Mark's done it forever, and then, you just have, I mean, that's 2 weeks of, oh, yeah, you're not going to have normal parking ever again. But
I feel like that would be fun for a day.
Yeah, I mean, and this is, I think that's why it's back to Grand Ole Day and not Grand Ole Days, because, a long weekend, as I said, these businesses who are, because I think they close a lot of the businesses to do all this free promotional stuff. It's costing them money. But if you've never done it, I recommend doing it at least once in your lifetime, because I'm a heavy St. Paul supporter. I prefer St. Paul over Minneapolis, and it's a good neighborhood area, and a lot of nice people. There's a lot of cool niche little shops and markets that I think anyone can enjoy.
Minneapolis, the world's largest suburb.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. St. Paul is the capital. All right, what's next?
All right, we're going to talk a little movie news here. I know Andy loves movies, especially Marvel movies and DC movies. But I just want to mention that because we talked about Wonder Woman in a few news stories in the past. But Wonder Woman coming out estimated $11 million this past Thursday night movie showings, because obviously we talked about how movies are now opening now on Thursday nights. But it's estimated Wonder Woman will make up to $90 million over the weekend.
Nice.
And I'm the nerd. I'm the nerd between me and Andy. And DC versus Marvel, I can go into long details, but Andy would kick me off the show. But this is the first movie in the DC thing where things might actually be going right, because a lot of the people who are fans of Batman, Superman, it hasn't gone so well critic-wise, and this is going to be probably the first of hopefully many good movies to come from the DC world. Because a lot of people did not like Batman, Superman, Man of Steel, even Suicide Squad got a lot of negative reviews, but this Wonder Woman so far has been all pretty positive, and obviously, a lot of promotions, a lot of girl power stuff. There's a lot of controversy too. I know Wonder Woman's made headlines because I think the country of Lebanon was gonna ban it a little in a couple.
How many Cinemagics are in Lebanon?
There's probably up to 3, and because of the star Gal Gadot, who's gorgeous, I think she fought in like the Israeli military or something.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, and obviously Lebanon and Israel get together like water and oil, so they were trying to ban the movie there. Crazy, right?
Yeah. I just want like good plot. Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
Oh no! Okay. Like she's going to come in, she's going to kick ass, she's going to do awesome because Gal Gadot is on the cusp of becoming like the next gigantic female superstar. I think she is. I think she's a good actress.
I agree with you. I think she can be maybe Angelina Jolie style, like how popular she was in the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, except better, and adopt more kids.
I think she's like a secret like millionaire or something. Gal Gadot. I think she has I think her and her husband. I've read that they own like a really expensive like hotel or something, or like they own a building. I think in a country.
Is it Israel?
It might be Israel.
Yeah,
might be something like that. But yeah, Gal. Wonder Woman's supposed to be really good. I'm hoping to see it maybe next week, and yeah, this will be good. Finally, good competition for the Marvel movies. You know.
Now, did you ever watch the original Wonder Woman TV show? I heard that was terrible.
I think it was really cheesy. Linda Carter was a very got really popular for it, but I think it was like any TV show, kind of like how Batman was really cheesy in the TV show with Adam West. I think it followed the same.
How did the invisible plane work? Like, did she become invisible in it, or was it just some chick in a seated position just flying?
I think it was the second one.
Yeah.
I think she was just sitting. Looked like she was just sitting normally.
Well, why does she need a plane then? Why can't she just fly?
I think that was. I think flying was one of her superpowers.
Yes, Miss Prince. Steve and I have just verified the existence of a large Nazi installation near Campo Grande.
Hitler?
Oh my God! They brought Hitler back to life.
It was very good. That was a risque costume for the 70s. Wait, is anything spelled with a Y?
Yeah. So I'm already annoyed. Lyle Waggoner. Yeah.
Wasn't she in Super Troopers? Did she play like the mayor?
She's the governor.
Oh, yeah.
Dak Rambo as Andros. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Deborah Winger?
Oh, Deborah Winger?
As Drusilla? Is that like the sidekick? All right, now we have to look that up.
Just to be clear, we're talking about Wonder Woman, the 70s TV show, not the current movie.
They keep up. If not, oh well. The yeah, crazy. Deborah Winger, holy. I just love this music.
Good old 70s filler music.
Now, how do you think they did the special effect of her deflecting bullets with her wrist cufflets? Do you think there's something in the cufflet that just went like bang?
I think so.
Like a cap? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so, Wonder Woman out in the theaters now. I recommend it.
All right, what's next?
Final story. We'll talk about Ariana Grande comes back to London to visit children in the Manchester hospital. Obviously, we won't talk too much about the horrific news that's been going on in London in the last few days or a few weeks. But after the tragic bombing in her show a week ago, she's coming back. She went back to and greeted a number of injured children who were there.
I don't know, that's good. I'm glad that she's doing that because I You got to think that she's a young person, and having this whole thing on her shoulders where, she wasn't the cause of it, and I don't buy the whole, this is what you get for shaking your hips. No, like the whole craze is like that, but this has to weigh on her. I don't think this is something that she'll ever get over. And, the fact she's putting on a brave face and going out and seeing her fans and coming back for the benefit concert, I think that's awesome. I think that's really mature of her.
Yeah, and a lot of people are coming to this benefit concert. I think the tickets sold out in, seconds. And, people who are a fan of, Justin Bieber, Coldplay, Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, it's going to be an all-star thing, and they're doing it for a really good cause. And it's just really unfortunate that news breaking over the night this past weekend. There's still a lot of issues going on in London that need to be addressed at some point.
Yeah. We'll work it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the news.
The news with Uncle Nick.
From the entire Channel 4 News team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Go yourself, San Diego.
And after the Grand Ole day, if you want to get out and see downtown St. Paul, downtown Minneapolis, uptown, funk you up, Dinkytown, St. Anthony, pretty much wherever you want to go in the Twin Cities, Pedal Pub will take you there and gather up the friends, whether it's a bachelorette party, bachelor party, birthday, whatever. Do it up. Have a lot of fun. Get out there. Have a cold beverage or two or six on the bike, and they do the driving. And it's a lot of fun. We're doing it for my birthday here on Sunday Fun Day here in a couple weeks. Looking forward to that. And, here's the thing. Pedalpub.com. Book a Sunday Fun Day package. You save $90. $90. Go and win the day. Go out and win the day on Sunday Fun Day. Saving $90. Hit it up. Pedalpub.com. Twin Cities Pedal. What you got going on this week, Nick?
Well,
how you doing?
I'm doing good. I think funny. I would like to see Wonder Woman at some point, but I think it's my goddaughter's birthday this week, so I might swing by and say hi to that.
Oh, my kid.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it is Muggs' birthday. I can't wait that she's two. It's great. iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and check out our YouTube channel as well. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all at Andy Carlson Show. And if you enjoy this show, tell a friend, spread the word, add to the Jerome Home Army. Thanks, producer Allie Sorensen, for making us not sound so stupid today. But for Nick, I'm Andy saying, and Young, sayonara, and bye-bye. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowl with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87th best daily podcast. Download the show on iTunes. Everyone's middle name is Jerome.